Hey, this is TDG here, and I haven't recorded a video in a long time because I dropped the HBA. I believe I recorded week 4 up to or so. If that's true, I won week 5, but I just kind of lost interest in the league, I guess. Um, it just kind of got stressful on me, so I dropped a couple of weeks, and I'm in a lot less now. And obviously, the Hive merged into 4 different leagues, and then I got placed into Kakuna off of that, um, off the merge, and pretty much, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of do like a team overview, stuff like that. So I put in some like cool sprites and stuff, but yeah. Um, so that's my team. You know, this parts I got sniped a lot in this draft. This is actually probably like one of the snipe. Like I got sniped probably more in this draft than I've gotten sniped in any other draft I've ever had. So yeah, might look a little bit weird. Just had to kind of work through it a little bit. So like I changed my mega like maybe six. No, I had like 6 different megas I had at different points, and I probably changed my mega like 13 times during this draft. So, yeah, it was like Mega Slowbro, Mega Manetric, Mega Houndoom. There's so many things I had, and I ended up going with Mega Houndoom. But yeah, so I was second overall pick in the draft, and I just saw this beauty open. Nader was up first. Um, he picked up Tapu Koko, and I think if he would have picked up Celestia, I probably would have picked up Tapu Koko. I was just gonna pick up the one he didn't pick. I might not have picked Tapu Koko, but I was really, really leaning towards it. I knew I was gonna pick Celestia if he didn't pick it though. So yeah, I was pretty happy with getting that. First overall. Uh, so the guy next to me, he told me and everyone else that he's gonna pick Toxic Picks round 1, but he got it round 2. Um, so like after round 1 went, I'm like one of the last people to get a round 2, so you can kind of tell what goes round 2 and the end of round 1 just by going up. This, you can see what goes because I'm pretty much last of the Nodder. So like some good stuff went. I wasn't getting my mega anytime soon. I never planned on it. I wanted to get kind of late mega, just see what worked with my team. As I actually did it, because there's a bunch of good low tier megas, and there's especially a good amount of dark type megas. And I kind of wanted that from the beginning, but eventually there was things that I saw that just kind of made like Mega Metric and Shine Out, and then that got sniped like one round after. Then I had a blackout in the middle of the draft, and like 20 of my backups got sniped for an electric type, and I was just like, okay. But yeah, so you can kind of see what went round 2, and you see what I already got. Probably I chose Latias, and I kind of wanted that from the beginning, and it was actually it was taken, but then somebody retracted it before the next person picked, and I just really like Latias. I've used it before in my own league, the CPBA, in season 4, I think, and it pretty much carried me in most of my games. And I think I went positive. Yeah, I think I did, but it was pretty close. But I drafted like around 1 Azal for some bullshit. And I think it might have been my only tier 1. But whatever. Yeah, I picked up Latias. It can actually wish support, which is nice for these 2 mons, Celestia and Snorlax beside it, that don't get recovery. It's bulkier. It's a great dragon type. It's psychic. That mean it gets combined and it just can spam and just set up and just win. It has a recovery, reliable without using wish. Obviously these are obvious things. So it covers both the Celestias or Celesteela. I don't really care. I think Celestia sounds better, but I hear most people like when I talk to them on calls say Celesteela, and I think it's intended to be Celestia. Honestly, I don't really know. But it covers both of its weaknesses to fire and electric, and Latias's weaknesses. It means that okay. I'm just gonna call it Celestia. Doesn't it doesn't really cover Latias's weaknesses, honestly, other than fairy, but like ice, dark, ghost, but dark. No, not dark, but ice and ghost. Snorlax can cover that for Latias, and not only that, but Snorlax and Celestia. I say them all both. I say it different every time. Uh, you know, though that's actually a great Quarchu. Snorlax is just an amazing fire resist, super specially defensive, and most electric types are going to be special offense. So like it can really tank those hits for Celesteela or whatever. Uh, so um, that's gonna be the whole video now, isn't it? And okay. Um, yeah. So I mean, though Snorlax people consider it physically frail or loses to any fighting type, and that's something. Uh, it's really not true. Just in general, I mean, you can invest purely in physical bulk and just ignore HP, and you're going to be fine. And if you get like a reflect off or something like that, like just if you have a reflect and then you have like a berry maybe or something, then let's say like you're facing a Terrakion, and then Terrakion can do like uh, probably 25% under reflect and with the Chople Berry. So I mean, because it probably barely knocks it out, and so then basically after close combat, it's gonna have that defense drop, and then Snorlax is gonna be able to knock it out. So it's just 25 damage for a KO with a fighting type. I mean, that could actually happen with Snorlax. I mean, it's just really its stats are kind of ridiculous, but I mean, something like Mandibuzz, that can shut it down. Wheezing can shut it down. There's a lot of mons that get like haze and stuff that don't shut it down though, like or hazy and taunt. There's a lot of mons. There's a lot of mons that aren't bulky that get haze or taunt or whatever. And Snorlax, I mean, it also gets band sets, and it has a decent attack. It has 110. I actually think it's really underrated at 2-3. That's why I picked it around 3, and I think it's pretty good for a round 3 pick, honestly. I think it's worth tier 2A pretty easily. I have no idea why it's not like tier 2B at least, because it can single-handedly 6-0 a lot of teams. But yeah, I kind of built around it a little bit. So my next mon was Buzzhole. This is a mon I'm pretty familiar with. I'm actually pretty familiar with all those 4 mons. But I never used them together, although they seem like they'd be very good together. So that's why I decided to use them together. Because well, first off, Buzzhole is like an incredible ground resist. It's amazing. It's like you could beat Mamoswine, and you rarely get on like that. It actually can deal with Mamo relatively well. Which we're already pretty good. We're pretty good with ground after just that. But like fighting too. I mean, for Snorlax, it can just be amazing switch in for the Snorlax. And it's just really nice. It's really physically defensive, and Snorlax is really specially defensive. So that also works out pretty well. It's pretty strong too. It can break. It gets taunt. So yeah, Buzzle's pretty good. Um, I think it's underrated. I guess. Um, and in terms of how it's good, Snorlax, not only does it help it resist fighting, but Snorlax resists fire for it. And Celestia kind of works because like flying, stuff like that. Um, has a couple weaknesses. Psychic too. I don't really have a problem with Psychic. Snorlax is special defensive enough just to take that. It gets Pursuit, so it can deal with those. There's really not a problem with that. So I'm not really worried about anything there. I think those four mons work just incredibly well defensively with each other. And that I thought that was just great. I think Gladius is probably kind of the lesser importance there, but it's still pretty amazing. I still like it. Um, so Landorus Eye is a mon I drafted last off season. I'm very familiar with this mon. I've won championships with this mon. I love Landorus Eye. I have never not made playoffs with Landorus Eye. I've always made playoffs. Um, the worst I've ever done with Landorus Eye was last Hive season, where I made playoffs in the Hive. So, and Weedle, but I don't really give a fuck. And the rest of my team was pretty ass. So, uh, yeah. And then the other times I had it, I got hacked in the semis. By yeah. I don't want to talk about that. Okay, but and then the other time I won the championship. So I've used it 3 times, and every time I made playoffs. So I'm sticking with it. Um, so Landorus Eye is great. I've even had it as my only rocker before. It's still great. It's just a great lead. It's a mixed attacker. It's this. They can more shit in it. It's decent. It's even decent as like a pivot. It can do a lot of the things Landorus Drain can do, and people don't recognize that. People think it's still what Sheer Force Lando is, and they use it as a special attacker more than a physical attacker. But Landorus Eye is actually more of a physical attacker still. Even it's still more like with Sandforce. It's still more like Landorus T, like faster Landorus T. But it has capabilities to be mixed. It can, run Sludge way better for those grass types and stuff, which is pretty nice. I like it. But one of my favorite moves to run on it is like Explosion, just because there's very few things that can deal with. I mean, normal coverage with normal types, they run Earthquake a lot. In that Rock and Steel types, I have trouble with that. I mean, I have Celestia, so it works out pretty well. But so Landorus Aspera is a lot of utility for my team because I do need rockers desperately at this point. And I did not have a Pokemon with knockoff yet either. And you can kind of tell later on in my draft, I don't draft very many mons with knockoff. So it's able to get rid of items for me. It's it's just pretty damn good. And it can deal with the things that Latias can't deal with. Like Latias can't deal with the steel types. I mean, pretty much it can't deal with steel types, and Landorus can. So I just want to be able to break through the steel types that Latias can't break. Getting it in, I don't necessarily have a super easy time doing that, but I definitely can wall out steel types with Buzzhole, and that's fine as well. I just want to have a fast fast answer, and something that I don't want something like Lucario or just something like that. Dealing with Buzzhole, just hidden power flying or something, easy way to kill Buzzhole or Infernate, just Fire Blast that. So Yeah, which the next mon could kind of deal with a special variant of Infernate, but whatever. I think Landorus is a good mon. Just I've never had a problem with it. Yeah, just never ever had a problem with Landorus. Tentacruel. Here's a mon I really wanted on my draft, but at the same time, I really didn't want on my draft because I was very hesitant to draft this mon because I don't like having. First off, I don't like having um, a water type that's not like bulky, and then second off, I've actually been drafting two waters a lot, and I like that more now. I used to not really do that much, um, and I just don't like having a water type that's weak to ground because it just feels like you're giving up. You're giving up too much. But with this team, I was like, why do I care about ground again? I have a Buzzhole, I have a Celesteela, I have a Latias, I have a Landers already, so why would I not draft the water type weak to ground? There's no reason not to. I need some removal. It would just round out that, it would be able to like absorb toxic spikes for me. And I definitely don't want to get toxic on anything. And probably should get. I knew I probably should get a cleric later. Um, and I was like, it provides some utility and knockoff, which I only have Landers right now that can get rid of items, and it's a good phaser. I recognize that I might not like it though, which I still don't really know if I'm gonna like that. Um, but I have to find out somehow. I know it's painfully weak. I know it's not super bulky. It gets toxic spikes. It gets rapid spin. It can haze. It can do some stuff. So I think that utility is pretty useful. I don't know if it's necessarily enough, but I also think that it pairs pretty well with some of the mons, especially like Latias, which it can kind of just deal with. Latias can deal with a lot of the stuff that Tentacruel can't, and Tentacruel can switch into ice and fairy attacks very easily. So I definitely like that. Um, I feel like that's a big plus for the team. Now, at this point, though, you could my speed tiers they're pretty good, I guess, but they're not that good. I have 101 to 110. That's okay, like for now, because it's like half the draft. You really should have like four mons over 100, maybe. I think you should really have a mon over 110 always, and you should have them on like kind of 110 ish, and something above 100 or two things above 100 or something like that. My opinions, but I like Galvantula here just because here's the real reason I drafted Galvantula. It wasn't really for webs, first off, because I was like, okay, I've been sniped of this many electric types. I really want an electric type too. I just I wanted a good electric type. I wanted to be able to deal with like bulkier waters because I knew it wasn't going to get a good grass type. And Galvantula is really not the best breaker, first off. So, it's not like I really did it just because of that. There is a part of me that just says, why not have webs? I have a spinner. So it doesn't really matter in terms of like, I can't remove my own webs. So that's actually pretty useful to have webs with the spinner. And Galvantula, I think it's kind of underrated because Thunder's just such a stronger stab, even though it has 98 base special attack. Compound Eyes gives it that nice power. Um, Sticky webs is useful. It's, I mean, I think it could be good without sticky webs necessarily. Not necessarily the value it's at, but I was sniped too many times to just. And I really didn't like using Helios. I didn't think it was a fun mod to use from the season before. It just didn't feel right for me. So I decided not to draft it just because I didn't really have fun using it. It didn't really put in that much work. I don't know why. I don't think it's a bad mod. I mean, it's okay. But Galvantula was the mon I really just thought that that's a decent mon for me to draft. Um, it can help me break through some of the bulkier teams, and it also deals with bulkier. I mean, if everyone expects it, I could possibly deal with bulkier like darks and psychics, and those are psychics are especially kind of a problem for some drafts, like bulkier psychic. I mean, there's a lot of them, a lot of bulky psychics, a lot of bulky waters, and there's a couple like there's a lot of flying types too. So um, yeah, I thought that was good. Um, okay, okay, right period. Um, yeah, I was gonna get this round for sure, but I all right. So Max actually wanted this before. Um, like I mean, he wanted to get it like on the later round or something, and then I was like telling him parts of like my plan just because like we need to leave picks and stuff like that. And so I told him that I wanted Rhyperior, and he was like, so I mean he was kind of cool about he was pretty cool about it. So which I was actually going to get it this round too. So he was going to get it, I think, at this point in the draft. Um, and just where he got right on. And I was going to get it right here. So he was just like, he didn't really want to like, kind of steal that from me. So I really, shout out to Max because that was really nice. So yeah, Rhyperior, I love this mod. I've used it in two other leagues. One of the leagues I really don't care about necessarily, but it's so easy to make a Rhyperior set that can just deal with almost anything. Um, so pretty much, it's just a good rocker. I don't want a rocker. I mean, it's a good rocker. It's a good ground type. I don't want I'm at one ground type that's just like weak to ice, like entirely, because then just electric still walk all over me. Let this Volt on me and shit like that. And yeah, no, I don't want that. So like, and it's also a good flying. It's a good flying answer to go along with Steela, because like, yeah, and it gets pretty cool moves, honestly, and it's stupid bulky. It gets Metal Burst and like Avalanche and stuff like that, and it gets a lot of shit. It gets Mega Horn, Earthquake, it gets like Fire Blast and some weird shit like that, and it's honestly there's a lot of usable stuff, and its bulk is just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Like it's 4 times its grasp, although it has solid rock. But like it can eat like it can like switch in to Tangro's Giga Drain, tank another Giga Drain, and like almost kill the Tangrowth. It's just stupid. That's how bulky it is. Um, I don't think it could kill the Tangrowth, but it would be able to do a lot of damage with like. Actually, I mean, it could revenge a Tangrowth probably taking the Giga Train with like Metal Burst probably, which is pretty scary. Just thinking about that is scary. And it's super strong. It's like if Conkeldurr were a rock slash ground type. Um, except yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It's and obviously if Conkeldurr was a rock slash ground type and had a freaking insane move pool, kind of what it is. And yeah, rock slash ground type is bad typing. For like because the four times weaknesses, and then it just has a lot of weaknesses compared to fighting. But to me, to me, Rhyperior is pretty underrated. It's with like Moltres, Chiron stuff. Those things are underrated as well. Um, yeah. So Granbull, Granbull's my cleric. Um, I think it's just a good physical breaker. Fairy type can do some good utility things. Um, there's not much more to it. I just wanted a fairy. I don't necessarily believe in course, but um, it just pairs well with things like Celestia that can switch into the attacks this week too. Um, it pairs with Tentacruel even, who can do the same thing really. It's definitely one of the better dragon answers. I think you need a fairy to be able to answer dragons super well, and Celestia can do that. But I still think Granville's a good pick. It might make my team a little bit physical, but I don't really care too much, really. Um, it also, I think it also, is nice just for like T Wave and stuff. So, uh, yeah, that's pretty much just Granville. Gets Intimidate, quick feet. Could be a status absorber if I really needed it to, and just do something weird with quick feet. I might do it. You never know. So Houndoom Mega. Uh, yeah. Um, I was so floppy on my Mega, but I like this especially because I have a couple of mons that are weak to fire, and I can get that flash fire in, but it has a good speed. Oh, I like that. But it has a good speed tier, has nasty plot. Just able to sweep things like that. Pretty strong, not that frail, but not that bulky. Um, it definitely gets the job done for what I needed, kind of on my team. A special attacker, pretty fast. A dark type, pretty nice. Having a fire type is, you know, for what it doesn't beat. Uh, which what is I don't really know what it struggles the most with. I'm not too familiar with them on outside of random battles, and in random battles it just wins all the time. So I don't know why, but I think it's because of the increased speed tier on lower level Pokemon, and increased power and stuff like that. So it's just kind of broken when it gets off a nasty plot. Kind of needs to chill out. Just honestly, in random battles, Mecha Houndoom is pretty broken, but I'm not too familiar with it. I know it gets like some cool thing, like some useful things, like taunt for one. So I definitely think I can make it work. And you know what else it gets? It gets Flame Charge. Automatically makes it better mon. It gets some good stuff. Maybe even like I could run like Overheat, which I mean, most fire types get that, but like there's a couple things I could run that are pretty fun. Um, I guess though, if you were to say it struggle with anything, it'd be something like Rhyperior. And I could easily deal with something like Rhyperior with Buzzhole. Um, and that's just about like, or something like Tentacruel would actually give it problems too. So I mean, like Bulky Rocks, Bulky Waters, and Tentacruel is actually kind of tough for my team to deal with. Um, but at the same time, I have like Gladius, so I mean, Tentacruel would be kind of hard for this to deal with. Like, but like Gladius, so that'd be such an easy play. Or yeah, Cradley is just okay, but I don't really think Cradley is the play there. Um, Especially because there's toxic spikes and then yeah, yeah, okay. So yeah, I have two rockers right now. I don't have grass type, but that doesn't really matter because I think it's I have great ground resist. But I do have a problem with water types, kind of, yeah. Like I have two resists, Tentacruel, Gladius. Yeah, not the best. Um, and yeah, so I just wanted to get a water. I mean, I just wanted to get a grass that solid had solid did solid against water types. First off, that was my first criteria. So there's a couple grasses. Obviously, I mean, I didn't care about the ground. I just cared about grass. Just cared about water. So like Vileplume was there. I didn't even mind like even Wormadam. Like wasn't even that bad, but I was really like I kind of ditched that fast. Um, there was a couple other mons. I actually thought Tangela, even though it did the ground thing, it's still a really good mon. And it worked well with Doom for water types because I can just kind of pivot out easier than I could do on any other thing. But no, that's not really what I wanted. Uh, I knew I wanted a rocker pretty much, so because I knew Rhyperior and Landorus, that's some shitty rocks right there. Um, so I decided that Cradley completely fit my criteria because I was like, I want a rocker, I want a grass type. I don't really care if it resists ground, but I only want it to deal with water types. Um, I want a mon that actually, is okay to use. I definitely wanted them on with recovery. So I mean, it fit all my criteria for the mod that would be last in my team, and this left me with 20 extra points. But I don't care. That's helpful for me, and I think my draft's pretty good. Honestly, I don't. Credibly's Credibly's like okay, and it was funny though. Like when I was first doing the draft, I thought my matchup with Matt originally, which originally was like, you know, I was looking at it before I drafted Rapier. He drafted Cigar. Fuck it. Um, Pronunciation is not my forte. So yeah, I pretty much noticed at that point because that point was pretty funny. I just noticed this. So I was like, Celestia Megalopunny. I think I win that. Latias Toxapex, Snorlax Weavile, Buzzhole Donphan. And so far, Buzzhole meets everything. Landorus Magnezone. Tentacruel winning is no. I think he probably wins that, but I don't know. Galvantula Togekiss. Yeah, which is kind of funny. Which was kind of funny at the time. But it didn't end out like exactly like that. I thought it was pretty close, really, because Serena, like a Houndoom. Yeah, just three things off, pretty much. Um, but I mean, that's just looking at it mon to mon. So yeah, then the draft is finished. So I mean, I think my team's good. I probably spent a lot of time making this now. Um, it's, I mean, the ones I'm most excited to use, actually, I should probably mention those. Um, I'm not super like excited to use like I'm honestly not super excited to use Kakuna, even though I've already used it. I mean, I've never used it, and I've already used this whole portion of my draft, these whole 6 months, and Snorlax. So the only ones I haven't used are Tentacruel, Granbull, Houndoom Omega, and Cradley. And the most excited for me, um, I would say, is Houndoom. But like out of those, the ones I'm already used, I'm pretty excited to use as well. Like Celestial. That yeah, I'm still down for that. Use it again. Snorlax, I want to use that again. That's always I never have a problem with that mon. Landers, I love it. Um, I just know I already love it. Cradley, I'm actually pretty excited to use, and Rhyperior. The ones I'm least is Granbull, Tentacruel, Galvantula. Uh, yeah, no, I'm not really that interested in using those, but I'm probably still going to use them in some of the weeks in the upcoming future. So yeah, that is my team, and I think that wraps this up. Yeah. Right. So that's it, and peace out.